partner. I'm on set with Spencer Sells, VP of Global Alliances, one of our favorite, like I was saying, long-term partners, 20 years we've been managing.
Exactly.
How have we done this? Have we put up with each other for 20 years?
Well, a joint engineering and a commitment to customers, and I don't know, we have fun while we do it.
And a bunch of really cool people. I like the fun part. Let's go with that. All right, so we have to kind of start with the obvious. First of all, give me a little bit about your background. You've been with NetApp for a huge amount of time, and when it comes to FlexPod, what we've collaborated on for so long, you were core at the very beginning of this. Give us a little bit of that background.
Well, you may be a little too kind. So I've been at NetApp 20 years, and I've done various product management, solution management. And so I go back to 2009, and we saw Cisco on stage with VMware and some other people. And we said, well, this isn't right. So we worked with some of the founders of UCS, and we said, let's go and build that thing, but much better. And that's what FlexPod is. It was the idea of, okay, at the time, customers were looking at bare metal to virtualization. And they needed blueprints they could trust to accelerate. And we may forget, but 2009 was an economic downturn. So there was a lot of pressure. So that's what we built. We built this thing called FlexPod. It's turnkey, validated reference designs that are fully supported, joint support by NetApp and by Cisco. At that time, the problem was virtualization. But even from then, we always thought, okay, this is a platform that we're going to co-engineer. This isn't a product. And that's been critical to the 20 years, or 16 years that we've done FlexPod, but the 20 years of partnership. So that we've taken virtualization and Kubernetes, and now we're working on AI together.
And you're talking literally billions in sales, hundreds of reference architectures that have come out of this collaboration. What has been the secret to keeping this not only alive and relevant, but valuable? We're talking across so many changes and adaptations in technology over years, over decades, realistically.
And that gets back to that flex part, right? The others were looking at
good.
block. Well, that was the design. Don't give me credit. That was the marketing team. But the idea is, this is co-engineering of this turnkey infrastructure that customers can trust. The problems of the day are going to change, the technologies are going to change, but we provide these Cisco-validated designs. So we would virtualization, but as networking has changed and as the compute side has changed, we've been able to incorporate that. And then what we're shipping now, 16 years later from the beginning, that has changed as well. So it's this commitment to the joint engineering. You talked about revenue, over 13 billion sales already, close to 10,000 customers. So even if we wanted to stop this thing, we couldn't, because it is critical to the infrastructure. In fact, if you're in the show here watching this, Cisco Live for the last 12 years has run on NetApp in the NOC. So we've been fortunate and proud to be the partner providing the Cisco Live events and all of the internet and everything that's going on.
All the way along since we started putting the NOC on the show floor. And we were talking about before we went live here that I remember so well when we tried to, I'm not going to say do away with FlexPod, maybe we felt that it was time to evolve beyond FlexPod. So we started to look to what was next, and the entire industry said, absolutely not. What are you doing? You have to keep going with FlexPod because we love it so much. Why? Why are people so connected in with this particular capability?
Yeah, it's that trust and the validation, right? Because what organizations want to do is they need to reduce costs, they need to reduce risk, need to reduce operational complexity in order to achieve their business goals. That is what FlexPod does. It is that validated, supported, turnkey solution. We have over 250 reference designs so that organizations can take and have a wonderful starting point and then have that flexibility. And the other part of the flexibility has been, from the beginning, we had a channel partner focus. We knew Cisco and NetApp couldn't deliver everything together, so we intentionally designed it so our channel partners around the world could enhance the FlexPod to make bespoke solutions for their particular industries and their regions.
So important. I'm glad that you brought us here because I wanted to ask you about integration. For example, with Cisco's unified edge server, right? How does that involve FlexPod to be able to support AI out at the edge and in our new hybrid environments? How do we integrate FlexPod with everybody else who wants to be a part of it?
Yeah, and maybe if I can change the paradigm a little bit, it's not integrate FlexPod, it's extend FlexPod.
Extend it, great.
Right, because from the beginning we've been strong in the data center and in the core, but now working with Cisco and the UCS on the edge, we're doing the same capabilities of the trusted turnkey, validated designs, in particular looking at secure AI. And if you think about AI, we want to use it where the people are,
Yes.
and that is the edge. And so we're taking the same concepts of compute networking from Cisco, the data infrastructure from NetApp, putting it on the edge, using NetApp data infrastructure capabilities for movement. In fact, we're going beyond that. We're fortunate enough to have an OEM relationship with AWS and Azure and Google, and the only company that has that from a data infrastructure, so we can help customers have a secure AI factory, core, edge, and cloud.
I'm going to ask you one more question because we're tight on time, and that is anybody who is still on the fence at all, how do we make the security argument that says safe investment, safe application, safe extension, going to your word?
Yeah, so we think about the security in multiple areas, but first is we are the most secure storage in the planet, validated by NSA and others. But let's talk about that. It's the agility that we provide. It's the partnering that we have with Cisco, the partnering we have together with our other parts of the infrastructure. I'm fortunate enough to be in charge of our technical alliances, and so it's the Red Hats, it's the VMwares, it's the Microsoft, it's all of these people out here, so that we do reference designs so that the customers can have proven, validated extensions, and they're buying into a flexible infrastructure that can be extended in the future.
Fantastic. And if people want to know more, they're going to reach out to NetApp. They're going to talk to us about the nature of the partnership. So grateful. I'm glad they let you out from under the stairs.
Yeah, thank you.
Inside joke that I'm not going to go into between me and Spencer. But again, so grateful for what we're able to do together, and so glad to be able to have you here in the studio.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks, my friend.